Hello everyone. So I participated in Dry January this year, and for any of you non-UK folk, Dry January is where you don't drink any alcohol for the entirety of January to make up for the debauchery of December and to set you up for a healthy start in 2019. So it just turned the 1st of February yesterday, and I am hungover as shit. Like my everything hurts. Absolutely, and I'm just sitting here, and I want to talk about some Dark Souls. So this is a video I've been wanting to make for a little while, and I've got these. So most of these are fairly old clips. There's some at the end with a sneak peek at the new build. So I didn't really know what to, what I wanted out of this video, what I wanted the subject to be. I wanted to rant and I wanted to complain, but then I thought to myself, I don't really have a right to rant and complain about how other people are playing the game and how that disappoints me. But I want to make the video anyway, and I want to make the points that I want to make. So here we go. Right. Every fucking invader. I used to really like dried fingering. When I make a new character, I always make a point of popping on the dried finger. And getting invaders, even the mega twinks and stuff, it's fine. I like getting invaded, and that's a nice challenge. But it's becoming real fucking ball ache now, and it's not because I'm losing to people. I still get my fair share of losses and stuff, and when you're against people who are fully twinked out, that's to be expected. But it's just like, oh excuse me, fuck me. It's just every fucking build is the same. It's exactly the same. Straight sword, iron round shield. Every time. It's just like, I understand. It's a really good build. It's a very good build. In fact, it might just be the best invader build. Low stat investment, high output. You get a lot out of it for little investment, and that's why I fully understand why this is so popular. But it's like, if at this point, and you're an invader, and you've been invading, and you're in 2019, surely you're good enough that you might want to try something else. Like, is it conceivable that you could get away with trying a different weapon? Like, fuck. It's just the same thing over. What even? There are different shields. There are different shields with that have got the same parry frames. They might not have the greatest. They might not have the stability or the low stat investment of the iron round shield. Yes, I know. The iron round shield is probably the best small parry shield. But fuck, does it have to be the best? Does it? Is it not conceivable you might want some fashion on your build? Fashion is. I'm not talking. I don't want to talk disrespect to put the players in these clips. This isn't against them to say that they are playing the game wrong, or that I think they are bad players or bad people for playing the way they are. I'm against that entirely. But it's like, all of the fights are just basically the same people with slightly different armor sets. Maybe it's slightly different, because the first guy was using the Erythral straight sword, this guy's using the long sword, and someone later on will be using the Astora straight sword. But they're essentially the same sword. They just got slightly different stat requirements of what does frostbite. And this is your quintessential faith-based Chase the Bro. This guy is obviously a Chase the Bro fan, as you should be. He's a very good guy, very cool invader, and he does a lot of other things apart from straight sword and parry shield. I mean, he uses, straight sword, parry shield when it is required. Oh, and that's good, because there is there are parts when you're invading or you're fighting someone where a great sword and ultra great sword isn't just going to cut it. You need that straight sword, but like, it's just fucking. See, like I said, I don't know what I want to say, what point I want to make in all this. There's no point really. It's just me trying to find something to take my mind off my throbbing headache and that giant hot fucking nail rammed through my brain. Yeah, so it's the same build. It is literally the same build over and over and over and over I mean, yeah, like I said, if you're this good and you've been invading this long in Dark Souls, and you got to the point where you're really good with the straight sword and shield, and you'll be winning a lot of your fights, even against the big co-op parties and stuff. Try something else. Honestly, it spices things up a lot. Instead of having the same build over multiple levels, but with different colours damage on your sword. I thought it was Mr. Silly Dog was talking about in one of his videos about spell casting and how spell casting is broken for, not broken, but it's very unbalanced for the game. In ganks they're too powerful, and but as a solo invader it's very underpowered, and they didn't really strike the right balance, and I completely agree with that. But then he also makes the point at the end of the video to say, well, would it be better if there was no spellcasting in the game? No, absolutely not, because then all it will be is fucking the same build over and over again, you know, but with different colour damage on your weapon. Either regular lightning, fire, dark, or magic. It's just gonna be the same. So even if it is balanced in the incorrect way, you know, it's an integral part of the game, and it makes the game have a nice little flair to it. I mean, bless this guy. This guy was cool. This is when I was in the catacombs making my Soul Level 70 Gertrude build. I fucking love this glaive, man. Really fun weapon. I would rate this over the Winged Knight glaive any fucking day of the week. Because you get the fucking spin sweep weapon art. The unparryable true combo really gives this weapon something to be feared. And honestly, I think if you're having trouble fighting like straight swords and shield and, you know, the parry shields and stuff, a glaive is a really good way to go, actually, because that little bit of hyper armor, you stack on just enough poise, and that little bit of hyper armor will just fuck straight swords up, because you can keep them at a distance, so they have to roll into you to get close to decent damage. But then they've got to contend with hyper armor, and then you've got the fucking massive true combo going on. So yeah, this guy invaded me a few times because I had the finger on. And you see there, he went from his straight sword parry shield. He wasn't spamming parry in the first one, but then he goes to spam parry in this one, and he invades me again right as I go down to the demon ruins. I was like, and he sort of chilled out, and we had a little, not really a standoff. We had an understanding. He let me kill Horus, and then we had another fight. And he goes for the mace here, which is actually, it would be a better choice than a straight sword and shield against the glaive. Because when because you need to get up close to, you know, to avoid the glaive keeping you at a distance. But then you also need a little bit of hyper armor in order to, you know, swing through the glaive swing. So the mace would have been a good choice. It just wasn't very well executed. Probably because he used to fucking play with straight sword and shield. So this is during my creation of my new build. Spoiler. Well, it'll be pretty evident in the next couple of fights what this build's going to be. But yeah. And so this is yet another Chase the Bro fucking twink. Not the Twinkie's wrong. That's fine. Oh, let me just have another drink. Jesus, where's my water? My mouth is filled like a fucking ashtray. Ah, there we go. Right, yeah. So this is obviously another one of your Chase the Bro. Because every time I see that Lorian's crown, I think, okay, yeah, it's a Chase the Bro build. So straight sword, parry shield. He's got a rapier for fishing, a pocket dagger for reposts. He does pull out a greatsword, and then when I sort of play around the greatsword and he's not having much luck with it, he just goes back to straight sword and parry shield again. So you see there, he goes to the rapier for going to fish, and then I understand fishing now. I understand when people are doing it, and whenever you see someone pull out a rapier and they're just pushing the shield in their face and just running towards you, you're like, okay, well, you're just going to fish me now, so I'm just going to backpedal, and then, you know, unlock and swing whilst you're running around me. So I know what you're doing. That you got to take me by surprise a little more than just fucking being blindingly obvious. And yeah, so the main problem, I guess the main point of this video that I want to make, it's not that I think this kind of build is like too powerful, or that I think it's, you know, OP or it's unfair. I don't think that at all, because you can see I can hold my own really well. Like, you can beat these players. It's not like that straight swords are this fucking be all end all in this game that a lot of people make it out to be. They are the best weapon class. They are definitely the best. They're incredibly versatile, but you can beat them. If you were a better player, you will beat someone using a straight sword. It's just that easy. But I guess my main complaint is just like, it's just fucking boring now. It's like, oh, okay, another straight sword, parry shield, so he's obviously going to look for parries, and he's going to, you know, do R1, R1, R2. Like, I've seen it now, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, I know what to look out for. And like, to this guy's credit, he pulls out the greatsword, and to be honest, he would have had better success with it. He wasn't very good with this sort of sticking with it though, because I sort of start to play around it and space it a bit better. I mean, he's just expecting me to walk into his hyper armor because it's that fucking lawnmower blade, so you just sort of do just a non-committal running attack between his swings, and then he just goes back to oh, excuse me, he went back to a rapier there, and he just went for his fishing attempt, and then he just gives that up and goes back to straight sword again. I was quite proud of this fight. I mean, this guy was fairly fun to fight. Like, I won't give that against him, and he was a very good player. I can't deny that at all. But yeah, just more flair, more creativity. I'm not saying you have to do some fucking atrocious, unoptimized lore build or something meme level. Just do something else. Come on. But again, I don't want to be the guy who's telling you how to have fun. If you're having fun playing straight sword and parry shield, fine. Like, you completely do what you want to do, and just see this as the ramblings of a man who wants to die. I want to die so much. My head is so killing me. I've got that real arsehole taste. I'll brush my teeth, but my mouth just feels like an unwashed arsehole. And I've been to McDonald's, and I had a McDonald's breakfast, and that usually sorts me out. Get 2 bacon, egg and cheese bagels with a hash brown and a black coffee, and that usually sorts me out. But fuck me, I'll never drink again, Mum, I promise. We all had that first time when we came home to our parents, when we were, like, for the very first time when we were drunk, and that moment of shame where they're like, "Are you drunk?" Yeah. No, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Because I remember the first time I came home when I was absolutely rat-arsed. I think it was I just turned 18, and my mum was concerned, but my dad found it terminally funny. And I just ended up, I was like off my fucking trolley, and I ended up just lying on the bathroom floor, like curled around the toilet, chundering. Sort of I remember my dad standing over me in the doorway going, "Talking to God and the great China telephone, are you?" Because, you know, oh God! That was so fucking stupid. Boom. That Estes based on GG. I was quite happy with that. I'm not saying that wasn't a fun fight. It was just like, seen it before. So I popped on the Blue Covenant, just for giggles, to see if I'd get some, and I got sort of summoned into this gang, and this is literally an invasion that went on forever. And credit to this invader, he managed to survive a fucking load of us mowing him down, and he was basically running the same build as the guy before. And he was trying to backstab fish the host and the Phantom. He was able to fish them quite reliably, but I mean, I obviously know what I'm doing, so he wasn't able to fish me. So we chased him around for fucking ages and ages and ages and ages. Another blue turns out. The gold died and got resummoned. I mean, I'm not trying too hard because I still feel kind of guilty in these situations, but I was like, well, you know, let's see how it feels to gank for a change. And then another invader comes in, and this guy has some backup. So like I said, I feel that in these situations, straight sword parry shield is probably a fairly decent way to go. In all honesty, you'll want to take it if you have the ability to take out a phantom with a parry. You want to do that, and you want to be able to do quick damage and roll out before the fucking stun lock arrives. So I understand, I get it. Straight sword's good in this gank scenario, but ganks, you know, if you win one, was it because your weapon was good, or was it because you were good? You know, sometimes it could be one or the other. And so yeah, so he retreats back further into the level, and we sort of stick around in bonfire camp for a while until the other invader re-invades after being killed. They go and chase after him, and I hang back because I know that as soon as they see the other invader engaging, he's going to come running back and try to help him out. So I hang back in the cathedral, and I you know, wait for him. And sure enough, he turns up, and because I wanted to 1v1 this guy. I was like, right, I want to see how he fares just against me, instead of, you know, all three of us chasing him down with fucking ultra weapons and stuff. And again, this guy was really good. Very good with the straight sword. He puts me through straight sword hell there, because he just fucking rips apart my health. And he's, like, I think he's got a dark long sword or something. He's just doing fucking loads of that, way more damage than I'm doing with my fucking Wilner sword. Yeah, the iron round shield comes up. I should just call this video straight sword and parryshield.exe. Like, of all the weapon combinations in this game, you landed on a longsword and iron round shield. So then the host dies either to the other invader or the PvE. But I just wanted to show that clip just because it was just another player using straight sword and iron round shield. So this is me with my more or less completed solid new level solid 45 build. I won't. It's pretty evident what kind of build this is. But I'm going to do a video on this guy very soon. So yeah, another experienced player. This person knew what was going on. And straight sword, iron round shield again. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of latency between us, so it was a fairly tricky fight. Another drink. And he's actually using, to his credit, again, he's using a slightly different straight sword. He's using Stora's, I think, but he has it dark infused. So I think he's going for like a faith build or something. So, you know, that's at least something, I guess. It's not the long sword, and it's not the fucking Lothric Knight sword. I suppose at this level, the 18 dex requirement for the Lothric Knight straight sword is probably a little too much for this level. You know what I want to try is the Lothric's Holy Blade sword, the platinum sword or whatever it's called. The one that shoots the not the Twin Prince's great sword, where you combine both the swords together. But they're just the straight sword of its own. I want to give that a go because that seems like it'd be really fun with like a weapon art shield or something that you bust out the laser beam. I imagine in all, you know, the damage would probably be pretty piss poor compared to literally any other straight sword, but it looks like it'd be a hell of a lot more fun. I might have to look into that. We could do it like a Prince Lothric build, where he uses the crystal chime and casts sorceries and stuff. That would be pretty fucking ace. You do like a hybrid in faith build. It would be so wank. I wonder if you could do like a Lothric and Lorien build, where you could like swap your armor and swap your weapons up, so you could either be Lothric or Lorien. That would be fucking ace. So like in the middle of a fight, you could just swap all your armor out. And I think Barbo has done a video with that, where he changed from being Lothric to Lorien when he got like a repost and stuff, with like the full armor swaps and stuff. I will never be able to be as good as Barbo and be able to do that, but you know, if you get somewhere safe, you can swap out your armor pieces and become someone different. That would be pretty slick. I'd like that. I might have to look into it. And he gets me with his parry, and he's got a pocket dagger. Like I said, it's the best combination. Is it the most creative? No. But it's the best. So this guy had fingers running, so I invaded him literally right back. And he's I don't know why he tries to hide from the invader. Like, he's obviously talented enough, and he's not summoning blues in order to gank. So I'm not sure what he could have just sort of waited around and, you know, had his little 1v1 or tried to do the level or something. But no, he just tried to hide rather ineffectually, since he's got fucking Tears of Denial on. It's like a great big glowing beacon. So, I mean, I wasn't really in any doubt what kind of player this guy was going to be anyway. You know, after seeing the Iron Round Shield, I know he was going to be a fisher in one degree or another. But again, to this guy's credit, he's not throwing out the parries like a madman. So he's not really a spammer. He is very good with his parries, and he picks his times when he wants to parry quite well. I'm not sure why he's not wearing a headpiece. So I just want to make the point to say, I know not all PvPers and invaders use these kinds of builds. I know this is probably me ranting about nothing. You get a lot of players like this, but I know a lot of the people that, you know, frequent the Discord on Sullivan90 and other people that I play with and, you know, stream with and all that stuff. They play, you know, varied builds using different weapon types and stuff. So this video isn't really, it's not really aimed at anyone, honestly. It's just me trying to air out my fucking shitty opinions. So to be honest, I've been watching a lot of old Jay Blackmail videos from Dark Souls 1, you know, like 5-6 years ago, whatever. And I really sort of enjoy his philosophy to sort of build making, where it's more of a case of creativity over efficiency, and he'll use stuff that isn't necessarily the best for every occasion. But things that he thinks are fun, and you know, things that have good fashion, and he still sees relatively high success, even though he would class himself as a filthy peon casual. He still sees a great deal of success, even against a lot of the tryhards and stuff. So that was sort of kind of inspiring me to do what I'm sort of trying to do at the moment, where I'm making these silly sort of lore characters and using some wacky stat combinations and stuff. I mean, we're lucky in Dark Souls 3 we can respec the fuck out of shit and just do all this stuff on the fly, even if you didn't want to make a new character. Anyway, near the end of the video. Thanks for listening, guys. I'm going to go and grab a massive can of Red Bull and try and fucking get over this. So thank you for listening. I'll see you again.